Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Hey, and welcome to the post-wrap show of the Shrimp Tank here. My name is Lee Heisman with my co-host Chris Hanks, the Executive Director, and our guest from KSU, the winner of the KSU 100, Garrett Jacobs, and our main guest, Kris Kolarich.
Greetings.
We talked a lot on the show about the market and the economy. Chris has his finger on the pulse of how our economy is today and where it's going. Chris, tell us about your industry, if you don't mind, and what your thoughts on where our economy is going and how what you do, if you can really feel that.
I mean, right now, real estate market's on fire. If you read every newspaper article out there that doesn't really know about real estate, and then watch CNN and all that stuff, everything's on fire. The houses are up 33% over 2 years, and we're getting into bidding wars. We're doing this, we're doing that. However, I'm seeing that, yes, we are seeing that, but it's in the areas that are pretty affluent. There's still a glut of houses underwater going north or east, west, south of Atlanta, a lot of short sale opportunities. But more so, we're just seeing a little bit of a manipulation in the housing market. Lack of inventory, of course, supply and demand means that prices go up, and that's what's occurring right now. Everybody's trying to get out of their $3,000, $2,000 rentals, buy a house for less money, which the mortgage would be less, but they're having a very hard time getting a mortgage because of financial debt, student debt, jobs that at one point, if you had a pulse, you could get a loan, but now they actually check for that. So now, you have to have a certain criteria because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau was established to help the consumers and prevent another meltdown of the market, but it's actually done the opposite. It's prevented banks from opening. It's prevented capital from coming to the market to allow people to get loans to get out of these $2,000 rentals and buy something that might cost $800 to $1,000 that's affordable and put money into your pocket.
So we talked on the show about some of the benefits of business ownership. What are the parts that you don't like?
You got to, well, in my business, you have to be accountable to yourself, and what you do daily is what you're going to get out of it. My biggest gripe is, I get probably 200 emails a day. So responding to some of these people is that, voicemails, I hate returning voicemails. If no one out there knows me, then you'll know that. So emails are my quickest way of getting back to people, but it's just the communication we were talking about earlier. If it's there and you can read it, please read first and then pick up the phone or email me. It's just our society has lost that, and that, I guess, is the biggest gripe that I have, is just common sense, read, and if you don't understand it, then give me a call or email me. But we have just lost that in today's world.
Looking back 20 years in your career, in 20 seconds or less, what advice would you give an aspiring business person like myself or anyone else out there wanting to start something?
I would say own that job. There was a book, and I think it was The Insiders or something like that. You perfect an art in 10,000 hours. The more you practice, whether it's drums, whether it's an art, whether it's a business, the more you read, the more you know about that industry, and the more you own it, the more you are going to become successful. And I've grinded the phones on cold calling. I've grinded, banks. I've done everything I can, but I think I've perfected what I do currently. But it is that just own what you want to do. Don't stop, and read everything you can about that industry. Meet everybody you can in that industry and learn what they do good and what they do not do well.
So, Chris, speaking of that, and you've owned pretty much what you do well, if you could tell people how to get in touch with you and when and why would they get in touch with you? What are the needs, and also provide your email and your phone number?
Yeah, again, we specialize in bank-owned properties, default sales. So if you or someone is about to go into foreclosure, of course, we can help with a short sale. We have equity partners who actually can buy the house as well. But you can reach me at Kris, that's Kris, at AtlantaForeclosureAgent.com. Kris at AtlantaForeclosureAgent.com. Cell phone 404-483-5625.
Chris, thank you so much. I want to thank Chris Hanks, thank Garrett Jacobs for showing up. Guys, we had a lot of great content. If you want to listen to the show in its entirety, just click the link below this video and you'll be able to listen to all the information Chris provided. He is an expert in his respective field, and we really talked about the froth in our economy today. Chris has his finger on the pulse of the housing market, and he knows something bad is coming. If you don't know it, you should really listen to this show and listen to where Chris's thoughts are on this topic. Any aspiring entrepreneur, any current entrepreneur, this is the year to make hay, because Chris, you'll be making hay once the economy starts to go downhill, unfortunately.
Yes.
So thank you for your time today. Again, every Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m., you can listen to us live on Business Radio X, and you can get any show on www.shrimptankpodcast.com. Thank you.